concentrate for the full 80 minutes. You've got to be fully committed for the full 80 minutes, and you've got to turn the ball over on your terms. Having said that, I mean, you do have to make mistakes because this team capitalise on them like no other team can.
It's a night when Castleford need 13 heroes. Welcome to a misty Weldon Road, match 4 of the John Smith's Tour. And the Australians have already carried all before them. 3 games, 3 wins, 130 points.
This is the rhythm of the night, oh yeah, the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life, oh yeah, the rhythm of my life, life. This is the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of the night. Rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of the night.
Looking at what's happened in the past, I think, you know, what we can class as a successful tour would be just to win the Ashes. I think sooner or later, you know, one club side's going to get up and win. I don't know if it's this tour, next tour, or whenever it's going to be, but like I said, if we can just bring home the Ashes, you know, that's good enough for us.
And here come Castleford to a great reception from this Weldon Road crowd. Tonight's 2 teams, one expecting to win, one hoping for a rugby league sensation. It won't be a night for the faint-hearted. Well, in our commentary team, alongside John Helm, a man disappointed he won't be facing the Australians himself for Great Britain in 10 days, Gary Schofield. Gary, can Castleford go one better than Leeds a week ago?
Well, I'm sure John Joyner set out a game plan and one that they've got to stick to for 80 minutes. And I'm sure if Castleford play Australia down in their own 22 and try and force some mistakes, Castleford have got the striking power to score points and hope that they can do that. But it's going to be a daunting task and one experience that the youngsters are going to look forward to.
Thank you, Gary. Well, the John Smith Tour is gathering momentum, and not even tonight's miss can shroud the brilliance of the 1994 Kangaroos. Castleford were the last Yorkshire club to beat the tourists. That was all of 27 years ago. This is the third team charged with the task of trying to put that record behind them. No Graham Stedman, no Tawera Nicow, no Simon Middleton, and no Tony Morrison for Cass tonight. There is a new name on the sheet. Centre Phil Eden, signed only last night from Wakefield Trinity. Could hardly have asked for a more daunting debut. In some ways, this is regarded as the Australian second string, but there's an exception on the right wing, Andrew Ettingshausen. Hat-trick at Leeds, of course, 7 days ago. Surely he can't be ignored when it comes to selecting the test side. And an intriguing duel going on for the number 7 shirt. Alan Langer and Ricky Stewart will play one half each tonight to press their credentials. Well, it's atmospheric. John Connolly of Wigan, tonight's referee, who's come across the Pennines. And I'm told road conditions not too good in some areas with the fog. We can only hope it doesn't descend on Weldon Road. And Castleford will kick off through the boot of Martin Kettridge. And Ettingshausen allowing the ball to bounce. And play will restart under the Australian sticks. So a nervous start for the touring team.
That's definitely just the start Castleford wanted, John. And Andrew Ettingshausen there was in 2 minds whether to take the ball on the full. But a great start from Castleford and putting the pressure on straight away.
Here's Richard Goddard filling in for Graham Stedman. Goddard in a good seam of form at the moment. 3 tries in 3 games. But I'm sure Cass are bound to make a player of Stedman's quality. Here's the big figure of Dean Sampson, keen to impress Ellery Hanley tonight. There's been talk of Sampson as a potential test man, and here's Lee Crooks. He's been relishing this match.
I'm sure Crooksy is definitely looking for a big game too, and he's not giving up all hope of playing against Australia in this test series.
Just like you, I'm sure, Gary.
Well, hopefully, John, yes.
From Kemp it goes to Kettridge. The important thing for Castleford is to make use of the 6 tackles, not to make mistakes. It's easier said than done, of course. But there's a good little move, and the ball whipped out to John Ray. He'll kick, and he'll try and catch, and he'll try and put pressure on here. And play will restart on the Australian 25. And it's the first time they'll have had possession.
Well, that was a lovely ball there from Tony Kemp to Ian Scales, and Phil Eden on the outside of McGregor. Maybe John Ray there just taking the wrong option of the chip over, but good pressure from Castleford.
Yeah, the first danger of an Australian break. This is what we saw at Wigan on Saturday. How they went crashing through the middle, knocking people off, swatting them like flies. Here a run from Jason Smith, the Canterbury man. Coming up in support was the loose forward, Greg Florimo, and everything the Aussies do, they do at pace.
Yes, they do, and they just play the game basically, but as you said, John, they do it at pace, and Castleford have got to make sure they don't miss a first-up tackle because Australia attack in waves.
It's a largely inexperienced Castleford side as well, and here's Langer, who had that big game at Headingley last week, and Langer flings the pass out here, and it's still falling into the hands of Smith. And the Australians got a try in the first 2 minutes at Wigan on Saturday, and they're looking to equal that. Sedaris to Langer, and the ball in, first try, goes to the wingman, Rob Wishart over. Australia on the board already.
That's just the start Castleford did at one, but if you hold off Alan Langer, then he's going to cut you to pieces, and that's exactly what Castleford did there. And on the last tackle, instead of putting the kick over, lovely ball of Rob Wishart and a try in the corner.
As you say, exactly what Castleford didn't want, but how do you stop them?
Well, you don't have to say the attacking numbers, but it was all initially started from that break from Alan Langer. On the last tackle, decides to run him. Lovely pass from Sedaris here. Alan Langer just goes to the Castleford line. Lovely ball. Wishart coming on at pace, and a great 4 points.
Wishart will try and convert his own try. Right out on the touchline, as you can see. Takes that little shimmy, and he kicks well, but just wide. A towering kick from Wishart, but he's just missed the target.
Yeah, he's an accomplished goal kicker, is Rob Wishart, and he'll be looking, hoping for a few more easier shots at goal. But Castleford now, they've just got to consolidate, but we've said this now. But here we are again, Sedaris, lovely ball to Langer, takes the ball to the Castleford line, and Wishart coming at pace, and the Castleford winger had no chance with the defence.
The thing to remember about these players out here tonight is they're all keen to impress the management to win places in the Test team. In 10 days' time at Wembley. Langer looking sprightly as you would expect, and now Walters.
We've got a great combination there, John, at half-back in Alan Langer and Kevin Walters. Obviously we're playing for the Broncos.
Langer will kick, and this is a dangerous one. The cross goes Goddard, there are two there, and a very, very good take indeed from John Ray.
Well taken there from John Ray, kept his eyes nicely on the ball, and with the pressure from Andrew Ettinghausen, but a great take there and great run back from Richard Goddard.
Ray, the former Morley Rugby Union man.
Dean Sanders looking for a big game too, John. He won't be frightened of marking or playing against Lazarus or Harrigan. That's a lovely ball again there from Crooks.
Oh, but put down, and this is where the Australians might counter. Again, it's Wishart. This time he comes in field. And 5 more tackles from here spells problems for Cass.
Well, I'm sure John and the Castleford coach will be happy. I'm sure what he expressed to his fellas before they went out, so making sure they don't cough the ball up early on the tackle count. But unfortunately, that seems to be what Castleford are doing.
Sedaris acting half-back. Well, there was a man, Florimo, was standing in front of him, so he had to delay. Still 3 tackles to come. Langer. Walters times the pass beautifully, and again it comes out to Walters, and there might be an overlap here. There might be a score for Hill. The centre grounded about 2 yards out. An Australian score very much on the cards if they can get clean ball here, and across the line it goes. There must be a gap somewhere, you would feel. And McGregor, is he there? He is. It took him 2 attempts to dive over, but Paul McGregor, who got the first try of the tour, has flung himself in for his second.
That was a great try, but unfortunately it came from Castleford's early mistake. But here we see Sedaris, a lovely ball. Alfie Langer just comes in on the dummy. Lovely pick up there from David Ferner. McGregor comes back on the inside. Big strong lads, just steps inside Lee Crooks. Just manages to crawl over. Is it a fair try? Here we see Alan Langer coming on the dummy run. Sedaris, a lovely ball to Fernie. Switches his back inside to McGregor. Just steps inside Lee Crooks. Tony Smith, desperate lunge there. And he just manages to get over, but unfortunately Castleford are putting the pressure on themselves by spilling the ball early in the tackle count.
Bishart's second attempt and his first success, and already the Aussies are in double figures.
Well, the signs are there already, aren't they? But Castleford at the moment, they just seem to be their own worst enemy, spilling the ball early in the tackle count. But David Ferner there, lovely reverse pass to Paul McGregor, desperate tackle from Tony Smith. The referee in the right position and awarding the try.
There's Andy Hay. And, offside's going to be given against Australia for the second time by Mr. Connolly. He's keen on it.
He is, and and I say Paul Halligan there just going up too quickly, but Castleford can just consolidate now. And I say just hopefully keep the ball for 5 and 6 and keep Australia down in their own 22 and try and keep a bit of pressure on.
That's a good touch found by Tony Kemp, and here come Castleford already. Expect the big men to be in there. And they are, in the shape of Lee Crooks. Now the other prop, Sampson. He's done really well again there.
Over the last 2 or 3 weeks, Dean Sampson, I'm sure maybe he's going to be the form prop forward, and he's relishing this challenge tonight.
Kemp, and a great ball for Goddard. Oh, he slipped, and that was so unfortunate. I think he was on his way inside Brasher, the Australian fullback, and he just slipped on the greasy surface. But Castleford are trying to get on the try sheet here, and Richard Blackmore is a yard short, as you can see. And the penalty must be given to Castleford, and well, that can't possibly be a try. They'll have to take that again. He's not going to allow that, I don't think. Richard Blackmore trying to catch Australia unawares, but he did it illegally. It's still a penalty to Cass.
Yeah, the referee was in a good position there, but this is great pressure from Castleford, and just as you said earlier, John, I thought Goddard was going to himself. If he could keep on his feet, he was definitely going under the post.
Petridge first man in, now it's Russell. The short ball is for Sampson, who tries to bulldoze his way in under the sticks. 4 more tackles to come. A Castleford try would bring the house down. Crooks reverses it. Smith, that's too close for Hay. That wasn't very imaginative.
Well, you don't try and beat Australia down the middle, John. Unfortunately, that's what they're trying to do.
But they are going to score! A try for Phil Eden on his debut. What a dream!
That's a sensational start from Phil Eden, and I say he's been pretty well for Halifax, but Castleford went in there and signed him, and that was great movement from Castleford. They can just keep this ball a little bit wider. It can cause Australia a lot of problems. But here we are, Richard Russell, the Uke, a lovely long ball here to Tony Kemp. He sees Australia have moved up. Phil Eden coming at pace, and with the size of this man, you're not going to stop him that far out. Here we are, Richard Russell. Lovely long ball to Tony Kemp. Lovely face ball there. Phil Eden steaming onto it, and a great try. Castleford back into this game.
Crooks has kicked so many important goals throughout his career against the Australians. And here he attempts to kick his first of the night. No. Unfortunate that. Phil Eden, a marvellous start for him, scoring on his debut against Australia. You couldn't ask for better than that, but Crooks unable to convert.
No, you couldn't, but here we are, Tony Kemp, a lovely ball to Phil Eden, coming on at pace, and a big man like that, you're not going to stop that, and a great debut start for Phil Eden.
Goddard. He's had a pretty good start at full-back, and a teasing one for Brasher. He's quick, isn't he? Oh, he is quick. Brasher, great run, and he's looking for support. Oh, wonderful run from Brasher. Fantastic run, he's still going. And that will have done his cause no harm at all either.
It would. You can't afford to go down and chase his kicks just he runs, and with a full-back like Tim Brasher, he's going to quickly open. But a good kick from Castleford, but the chase was non-existent. Castleford put the downtown kick, but unfortunately, they're just going down in 1s and 2s. Dean Sampson just down there, and Tony Smith. But with a full-back and the elusive running of Tim Brasher, you just can't afford to do that. And as Tim Brasher just looking for support, he's just trying to make as many yards as possible to set up an Australian attack.
come left for Langer. Oh, and a reverse ball, and they might not stop him this time. Well, they have done. But a penalty given by Mr. Connolly.
I think he's given the penalty there for Goddard tackling the man without the ball, but unfortunately Castleford's turning the ball over early in the tackle count.
There's one thing about these Aussies, they don't usually take kicks at goal from these positions, they love to run it, and they do so again with Sidaris. The ball whipped inside for Langer. Langer to Lazarus, and Lazarus lunging towards that Castleford line again. Castleford their own worst enemies though there. Oh, and there might be a try. He's buried his way in, and in a moment I'll tell you who it is when he picks himself up. I think it's Walters. It is indeed a first try of the tour for Kevin Walters.
Well, there's a few firsts tonight, John, isn't he? But unfortunately Castleford spilling the ball, but also giving 2 penalties away, and you can't afford to give Australia 3 sets of 6 in your own 22-metre area. Here we are, just Walters showing the half dummy, got in low, and it's a fair try. Unfortunately, Crooksy there, just missing Crooksy and Dean Sampson. But Kevin Walters going in low, and it's a fair try, and the referee in the right position.
Well, he's a blockbuster close to the line. There goes Rod Wishart with his very distinctive style. His legs akimbo. Whoops, little shimmy. And then he just pops it between the sticks. And it means that Australia have increased their lead to 16 points to 4. There's the Castleford bench. Goddard, held by Brasher. Picked up by John Ray, and a spirited run from him. And there's been plenty of spirit about Castleford.
Yeah, there's been plenty of spirit there. They're not giving this up, and I say, as you said earlier, John, they was the last Yorkshire side to beat Australia, and you know, they've come out here believing that they can beat them tonight.
You remember that one, Gary, do you? Here's Blackmore.
Not really, John.
The likes of Derek Edwards on the Castleford side then, and Johnny Ward. What a good side that was. Russell. Now it's from Tony Smith. Kemp kicks. Oh dear! And he's picked up here by Langer, is it? Well, he's kicked ahead by Langer. He must surely score. Alan Langer's in, and it was a ghastly mistake for Castleford. The referee just checks with his touch judges that that was fair enough. What better way to sign off if you're not coming back for the second half?
Well, it was, wasn't it? But Tony Kemp there just with a plan move for the little chip over. Here we are, Tony Kemp taking the ball to the line, just going for the chip over, but Alfie Langer sticks his foot out to come up there. Crooksy trying to get back there with the race, but Langer just kicks it ahead to the post, and just before the line there, picks the ball up and dives, and it's a fair try.
With Alfie Langer, as you call him, as a 4th try of the tour. Alfie the nickname, here's Wishart, will surely convert it. 6 more points for the Kangaroos, they're 22-4 up. And that's a shame for Castleford, really. It's funny how psychologically an 18-point deficit seems a lot worse than a 12-point one. Crooks. Reverse ball for Tony Smith, who's not really been able to feature. It's the last action of the half. The Kangaroos are on their way again. They lead by 22 points to 4. They've scored 4 tries. Castleford have scored 1. At half-time at Weldon Road, Castleford 4, Australia 22. Welcome back to Weldon Road. How can Castleford make up this 22 points to 4 deficit? Second half coming up, but let's see who Nick Powell is with on the touchline.
John, how satisfied are you with the first half performance?
Well, satisfied, but the 22 points up, you know, like we said, we've made mistakes, they've capitalised on them.
What have you said at half-time?
We've just got to cut his mistakes out and keep taking the game to them. I think we've shown that we can break them if we put pressure on them.
Well, that's what's got to be done. 22 points to 4 it is. As predicted, Ricky Stewart is on for Alan Langer in the second half. But hardly reduces the potency, does it? I mean, he was magnificent against Wigan on Saturday.
Yeah, he was sensational, and again, that shows the amount of strength in depth this Australian squad have got. But as John Joyner was saying there, Castleford could cut out the mistakes and play the Kangaroos in their own 22, then they're going to make a game of this.
Penalty won by the Castleford substitute, and there is a youngster. What a night for him. Paul Darley, 19 years of age. He's actually the nephew of Malcolm Reilly, the former Great Britain coach, and this is his debut.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be a debut that he's going to remember for the rest of his career.
Let's have a look at the statistics of the first half. Castleford put the ball down 8 times, Australia just 6. The scrums went to Castleford 4, Australia 2. That's the other way around with line breaks. Australia 4 times and Castleford just twice. And the penalties conceded, 6 against the tourists, 3 by Cass. And there is the Australian tour captain, Mal Meninga. Let's see some Castleford pressure on this Australian line. That's what the crowd are hoping for. Dean Sampson tearing in here. Oh, he's got an appetite for work tonight. 10 yards out. 5 tackles to come. Now they think Classy Cass conjure up a second score. Smith the ball back for Crooks. Still 3 to come. From Darley, it's a short ball, and Tony Smith puts it down. Well, it's finally got into Australian hands, and that's a disappointing finale to what looked a promising move.
Yeah, it was very promising there, and Tony Kemp, really that ball to Tony Smith was never on. There was far too much pressure for him. Here we are, Tony Kemp was going to the line, but Australia just waiting for Tony Smith, and the ball really wasn't on.
In the first half, Jim Sedaris pulled off 13 tackles for the Australian touring team. Ian Smales topped the Cass tackle count with 10, and they'll both add to that tally considerably in the second half.
Well, they've just started out a little bit sloppy, Australia, just like Wigan on Saturday. They seem to have gone to sleep a little bit, and like I say, Castleford, let's hope they, in this set of 6, can put points on the board.
Down into that scrum goes Harrigan. Out comes the ball for Castleford. Tony Kemp bringing Goddard into the line. Goddard's run impressively a couple of times. It was a shame he slipped on one occasion when he looked as though he might get in. Andy Hay. Darley shows he's got the willingness. Just coming out the academy side. Kemp switches the play to his right, and now it's Sampson again. He's got a line in front of him. It could be a second score for Cass. What a very, very good try indeed for Richie Blackmore.
That's a sensational try, and Dean Sampson, I thought he was going to go himself there, but he slipped a lovely ball to Richie Blackmore, and Cass were the right back in this game, and Australia, just like Saturday, started out very slowly. But here we are, they pass the ball, and Tony Kemp sees it. The Australian line hasn't moved up on the blind side, and here we see Dean Sampson charging. You think he's going to scut himself. A lovely ball to Richard Blackmore inside. Coming up pace, Sedaris a little bit slow coming across, and a great try to Castleford. Tony Kemp slipping it back to the blind side. Dean Sampson on the charge. Lovely ball inside to Richard Blackmore. And you don't stop Richard Blackmore from this distance. A great try for Castleford.
Good moment for Richie Blackmore, the Kiwi, fourth try of the season, and Bobby Fulton won't be too happy about some of the defensive work, and having conceded, 4 tries to Wigan on Saturday, you realise he's got a few defensive problems. And the reaction of the crowd, the groans tell you he missed. And it's 22 points to 8 now, but at least the crowd cheered by Blackmore's try. Well, here's a great run from Chris Smith. The winger starved of the ball in the first half. I've seen him do that on other occasions when he gets involved. This is Goddard now. Slips the ball away for Smales. It's an impressive start to the half from Castleford. And they are really giving the Kangaroos a good test, their sternest test of the tour so far. And Tony Smith is 10 yards away from the try line. Listen at the Castleford fans now, the Tiger roars. Spoon back, so that's all right, play can continue. There with Ketteridge, here with Goddard, Richard Goddard, caught by the ankle. And this is tremendous pressure. The first British club side to really extend the touring team. And Crooks carries the fight to the Aussies. Last tackle now. They take the option of kicking the ball through. Unfortunately for the Aussies, that big man Lazarus fell on the ball.
That's great sustained pressure there from Castleford. A great option there from Tony Kemp. Just taking it down the blind side and putting the little kick in here. Here we see Tony Kemp. Just gets a deflection there off Rod Wishart, and Big Lazarus down there very well. But I think we've got to pay tribute here to the Castleford defence. They've not given up, and keeping Wishart and Andrew Ettinghouse very quiet. You know, the forwards have done the job and the backs have done the tackling.
And this man certainly had a great night, Dean Sampson.
Well, both Dean Sampson and Lee Crooks can hold their heads up high tonight playing against Harrigan and Lazarus. There's been nothing given there.
So Darley, hey. Tony Smith nearly got through. And then Darley, now Blackmore, who runs with purpose every time he's in possession. The Kiwis do enjoy playing against the Aussies, but it's gone astray. What a good crowd tonight. 11,073 here at Weldon Road. Every one of them enjoying the evening's entertainment.
Well, that's the attraction of these Kangaroos. You know, people would have come as far all over Yorkshire to come and see these lads tonight, and you know, they're getting definitely the money's worth.
Field for Australia. Castleford competing really well in this second half. And again, a two-man tackle there that the crowd really approved of. Blackmore in at the heart of it. Now David Furner. First time I've seen him in this second half.
Yeah, he's been a little bit quiet. I just wonder if he's carrying a bit of an injury, but this spirited Castleford defence is excellent, and you know, they're getting Australia a little bit rattled because they're not making nowhere near as many yards as what they was doing in the first half, and the team talk from John Joyner has definitely done the job.
Oh, now there is a break from this man Sedaris. He really shifts, and he's got Ettinghausen going now, and I don't think they'll stop E.T. Ettinghausen in the corner. His fourth try of the tour. I was saying he'd hardly had a ball tonight, but when he's got one, he's made it count.
Well, as we were just praising the Castleford defence there, they just held off Jim Sedaris. He sold out the dummy, and Andrew Ettinghausen. Here we are, Sedaris going from acting half back, shows a little dummy, just gets on the outside of Crooks. Johnny Ray, lovely pass inside to Ettinghausen. And Andrew Ettinghausen, he knows he's got the place, just goes around Goddard. Lovely left off fend. And Andrew Ettinghausen going over, I think, for his fourth try of the tour. Great try. Here we are, Sedaris, just showing half the dummy, just gets on the outside of Lee Crooks. Sees Ettinghausen come back inside. Lovely ball from Sedaris to Ettinghausen. And Ettinghausen knows he's got the place, the determination there on his face. Lovely handoff there. And a great 4 points to Andrew Ettinghausen in Australia.
Wishart convert this one. Curling round, but not enough, I don't fancy. So much to Castleford's relief. It's a 4-pointer. It's 26 points to 8. Australia's first points of the second half. Just over 10 minutes to go. Castleford, oh, dear, it came off for them. I think that would have been a knock-on, but fortunately it was picked up by Castleford hands, and now it's gone astray. Furner plays for Canberra Raiders, who won the Winfield Cup. That match against Canterbury Bankstown a couple of weeks ago. Probably seemed a long time ago to these players now. First in here is Stewart, who switches the play left. Walters again uses this body strength of his to forage a good 15 yards.
Well, Ricky Stewart's just seen there that the blind side isn't moving off, and him and Kevin Walters now are coming more into this game, trying to break the Castleford defence down.
Stewart highly instrumental at half-back for the Australians. And a little kick in here. This could be an Aussie score. I think it is it? Well, Wishart puts the ball down, and the referee decides that it's a try.
Yes, it is a try there, Rod Wishart, but the crowd here, they're not happy about that. They're thinking that Rod Wishart was offside. But here we have Ricky Stewart, lovely reverse kick back again. Plenty of high foot there. And Rod Wishart coming up, just jumping too high there for the youngster Smith. He scores a fair try. Here we are, Ricky Stewart, lovely reverse kick over. Maybe a touch of offside there. As Rod Wishart plays to the referee's whistle, he scores a good try.
Yes, it looked fair enough to me. It's Wishart's second of the night. I hesitated because it is getting misty and it's difficult to see that far corner. Here goes Rod Wishart. Good looking kick, and it's a very good kick indeed. And he converts his own try. So Rod Wishart moves on in the point count. We can hear from the Australian skipper, Mal Meninga.
Mal, how happy are you with the way the game's going in the second half?
Well, I thought we started off pretty slow in the second half. We made a few silly errors, but Cats are playing well, but I think they're starting to get a bit tired at the moment.
Are they giving you a harder game than Leeds were?
Oh, I think so, yeah, definitely, yeah. They're a lot more enthusiastic, and, you know, they're sort of out there with, you know, with a real zest.
I think that's fair comments. The mist is intensifying, but we can see Paul Harrigan, this huge figure, the Chief. That's how he's known in the Aussie ranks. It would be a shame for Castleford to lose by about 40 now, having defended so well.
Yes, it would, and as I say, they made a very good account for themselves tonight, and I'm sure John Joyner will be proud of his team.
Ricky Stewart makes that half break, but the ball goes into Castleford hands. Lazarus holding on. Now the substitute, Linton Morris. Darley to Ketteridge. He's kept going as well, Martin Ketteridge.
Yeah, he's had a good game too, and I say John Joyner can be proud of his boys tonight. They haven't given in when Australia put points on the board early. You know, just showing what a good spirit here they've got at Castleford, and they work for each other very well.
Two of the substitutes in unison there, Morris and Darley, and there might be a third. Castleford score! Chris Smith! Terrific! Absolutely terrific! What a great night for him! Chris Smith, who only made his debut at the end of last season, scores against the Australian touring team.
As John Joyner said earlier, you know, his team will play for the full 80 minutes, and they haven't got upset with this Australian performance, and Castleford just showing what a good side they are. But Castleford moving it beautifully to the right. The substitute there, young Darley. Lovely ball out there to Tony Kemp. Lovely short pass to his fellow countryman, Richie Blackmore. And Chris Smith there, lovely sidestep inside, goes around Brasher. And plenty of pace as young Smith, and a great try for him, and one that I'm sure he won't forget. But a lovely ball there from young Darley to Kemp. From Kemp to Blackmore and Smith, lovely step inside Brasher. A great try for young Smith.
A good thump from Ketteridge, but it's just drifted wide. But still, Castleford are into double figures. 12 points they have to 32 for Australia.
Young Paul Dal here, great ball to Tony Kemp to his fellow countryman Richie Blackmore. Great ball to Chris Smith. Chris Smith going down the touchline. See that Tim Brasher's come across. Lovely side step back inside. And a great try there for Chris Smith, and one that I'm sure he's not going to forget scoring against the Kangaroos.
And Wendell Saylor is one of those on for a fleeting appearance here. Wendell Saylor has made such an impact in his first season at Brisbane. Darley's done well since he's come on, but McAllister's kick Picked up again, and you can't do that. That's going to be a penalty.
No, young Darley's had an excellent debut, and I'm sure it's going to be one that is going to remember. And you know, for any club side to score 3 tries against the Tony side is an achievement, and I'm sure John Joyner would be very happy with this performance.
Leeds did it, didn't they, 4 years ago?
Well, actually, the Leeds side in 19, we should have beaten. We was 10-0 up, and unfortunately, we screwed the ball a couple of minutes before half-time, and that big fella Suriname just blasted us all away, and Australia went on to win the game 22-10. But I'd say Castleford would give a great account of themselves tonight.
Fresh legs on in the shape of David Fairley here. Another huge figure. The ball, it wasn't lost as Sidaris keeps the attack going. Here is Harrigan now. And then Walters. There are plenty of people up here. Wendell Saylor. Held it 15 yards out. They go left. Sidaris might score himself. Oh, Sidaris, he's there. Jim Sidaris, this live wire hooker, knew what he had to do there. He got about 10 yards to go. Nothing was going to stop him.
Well, again, they held off in there, Castleford, but Jim Sidaris going again from acting half-back, showing a couple of little dummies, just getting on the outside of the Castleford substitute there, Linton Morris, and just lunges over. Great try for Jim Sidaris. Running from acting half, just gets on the outside of the substitute, Linton Morris, shows the half dummy, and just lunges out there for a good 4 points.
It's another one of those where he made sure there was no double movement. He looked as though he might fall a yard short. Not there. Wishart's had plenty of target practice tonight. And he found the range with this one. He has that 2 truly excellent kicks from Rod Wishart in this second half. And the score is mounting, 38-12. They'll go left. And these substitutes figuring prominently at the moment. Linton Morris here first in. And Paul Darley waits. There he is. From Tony Smith. Tony Smith a second time. It could be a 4th Castleford score. Andy Hay held up. Well, they've shown some great enterprise, and we're in the closing seconds, but there is still a chance of a 4th Castleford try. Smales kicks. John Ray pounces. John Ray's in. Oh, the touch judge might spoil it. He spoiled his big moment. I thought he was there, but the touch judge is closer than me.
Yeah, it was great attacking play from Castleford, just taking the option there of the kick on the last tackle, Ian Smales, plus a lovely kick through for Johnny Ray, and Ettenhausen just getting there.
Stewart will chip ahead. If Saylor catches it, they won't stop him. Oh, the referee says play on. I was astonished at that, and David Fairley does play on. The ball inside, but the final hooter has gone to save